Hello, Serendipitous here with another video for the TTRPG shelf, and here I have a sort of random assortment of uh, TTRPG accessories, essentially, including one large dice. I didn't show this in the last video, in the video showcasing dice, because number one, I forgot about it. Number two, I don't really use it as dice, as a dice exactly. I'll explain in a bit. But anyway, I'm going to start with this. So in the board game shelf, uh, on the board game shelf playlist, one of the board games on there is Three Dragon Ante, and these are all the cardboard coins, tokens from Three Dragon Ante. The reason, a couple of reasons why I have it outside of the box. Number one, oddly enough, putting all these coins in the box means that the box won't close all the way, which I find rather annoying. And number two, this is along with the werewolf coin. This is another option for like coin props, essentially. Except this time, these particular coins are actually like shaped and styled like the kinds of coins that you would actually find in Sword Coast in the Forgotten Realms. In Waterdeep especially, like gold coins are shaped like this and they're called dragons. That's why the adventure called Dragon Heist is called that way, because it's in Dragon Heist it's all about a heist of 500,000 of these coins here, and then also I think these are silver pieces, and then also there are these electrum pieces or something. I think. Oh wait, no, I thought there were some like moon shaped pieces. I don't think there are any in here. I think these are just gold and silver pieces that you would find in Waterdeep or Neverwinter or something like that. And then, of course, some other tokens that have to do with the game itself. But you know, it's cool to have some extra, like, you know, little like Dungeons and Dragons like coins, essentially. I keep it in this velvet bag just because I just happen to have them, and also I have a bunch of other little smaller velvet bags randomly. Oh, there's something in here. Did I forget there was something else going on here? Oh yeah, right. Okay, so. In this bag, I have basically my first ever like miniatures, essentially. I have a couple things here. So these wooden pieces actually came from a board game called Anti-Monopoly or Antiopoly, and I can't remember. I think like it's I had Antiopoly like for years, and then I gave the game away because I never really played it, and I realized after the fact that I had kept the wooden pieces because I had used them for like, you know, Dungeons and Dragons maps and things like that, and I never put it back in the game. So whoever has that copy of Antiopoly is missing the pieces, which is funny and unfortunate. So there's that. There's sort of like these little wooden shapes essentially, and then these these are essentially my first miniatures. They're very cheap and just like bent, as you can kind of see. Kind of a general like warriors of different kinds. We've got a knight, we've got a couple of we've got a magic user, we've got maybe a barbarian kind of, and then like a ranger or of some sort. Actually, my wife got me these as a birthday present. I think while we were dating, so which was very nice of her. And yeah, basically my first actual miniatures. That I actually did use for a little bit, but then later on I ended up with better, like, the miniatures essentially, and don't really use these anymore. This is from the Star Wars TTRPG Edge of the Empire. I'm pretty sure. I just don't really use it at all. So yeah, there you go. And then some other like little velvet bags in case I need them for something else. So there's that. And then I'm putting this back in the larger velvet bag. So yeah, maybe the next time I get like a metal dice set or something, I'll put that in another like little velvet bag or something. But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, you're probably wondering what the heck this is. So this is basically a D20 made out of various pieces of leather, stitched together, and also the 20, because yeah, there's the 1 and the 20s on the other side, has a Hyrule crest, like Legend of Zelda crest on it. which is really random, but I love it because Legend of Zelda is one of my absolute favorite video game franchises. But basically, yeah. So it's tied together with this thread here, and it opens like this. And inside, I have a couple of these dice here. No particular reason necessarily. These are also a couple of props that I used for my Barandipity character, the Gambler Cleric. And by the way, also in here, I had this poker chip as Barandipity as well. So with that, you can tell I had a lot of fun with that Gambler Cleric character. So as Barandipity, I had, of course, my normal dice set to play D&D, right? But then I also had these for fun. These Lucky Horseshoe dice for fun. I had this single poker chip for fun, and then I also had a deck of cards for fun. The steampunk deck of cards that you can see in the board game shelf playlist. But yeah, so I just kind of have these now. Probably don't need to keep them in here necessarily. I haven't thought of what I want to use this pouch for yet. I certainly don't want to use this as dice because I don't, especially with like the metal. With the metal like rivets kind of like sticking out, I'm not sure how useful this actually is as an actual D20, but it is cool to have as sort of like a little display piece. And yeah, there you go. It's there's that. Okay, so that basically leaves this box here. So I had so it's got the Steam symbol on it. This was a box that held like a well, what was it called? Some sort of like I think. Oh yeah, I had like a Steam controller, which I used for a couple of years, but then I replaced it with an old Xbox 360 controller that my brother-in-law gave to me, which I like a lot better. But here's what I have in here: another random like dice thing. I'm not sure exactly which language this is, but I got this because it was sort of sitting in a local game store. There's a pile. There's like a little bucket or basket that had a bunch of random dice in it, and I was sort of intrigued by this. So whichever language this is, I don't use it because I don't really know it. I don't understand it. I don't. But I thought it'd be cool as like a little like D10 that just looks like it's from either, I mean, from another country or from like some other fantasy world or something like that. Just because I don't recognize the language on it. I'm pretty sure it could be a real language. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, there you go. All right, so then I have a bunch of like card related things in here. First of all, I'll show off the fact that I have this Taroka deck here. This is a prop for Curse of Strahd. It is also its own standalone game, so I suppose I could have showed this off in the board game shelf playlist. But I use this as so basically it's like a tarot deck. It's got four suits, and it's got a high deck and a low deck. Essentially, it's built just like a normal tarot like set and everything. So you could do tarot readings with it if you want. There's also instructions for a little game a little game that's similar to poker that you could play with this Taroka deck. But yeah, it's a significant item in the Curse of Strahd campaign, and I like to use this when I can. It's just really cool to have. Then I also have so Polyhero Dice, the company that makes those dice that are shaped like weapons and stuff. They also have like this little mini game called Night Fight. Essentially, this is a game that the intention is to use their warrior set, although technically you don't have to have the warrior set of dice to use it, because it's really just a normal set of polyhedral dice with a d20, d12, d10s, d8, d6, and d4. But for extra flavor, you can do that. But essentially, these cards is just all that the game has, basically. I think there are a couple different ways to play, but you're essentially a bunch of knights fighting against each other. I love the artwork. I love the different kinds of knights that you have here. These knights have different abilities, and like different like dice and colors associated with them and stuff. But yeah, black knight, red knight, white knight, purple knight, amber knight, copper knight. That's really really cool. This sort of steampunk-ish sort of thing. Gray Knight looks really awesome. Green Knight. and then various weapons, so like Poison Dagger, Gauntlets of Might, Helm of Clarity, Mace of Shattering, Shield of Shocks, Vorpal Blade. Okay, each of these weapons correspond to different dice in the warrior dice set, right? D4, D10s, D12, D8, D20, and D6, and then I think some like other cards and stuff like that. But yeah, and then like a move summary as well. Like each weapon essentially corresponds to different things you can do. Basically, it's just a little game that you can play with Polyhero dice. And again, you can just use a normal set of polyhedral dice and just remember which dice corresponds to which weapon. But yeah, it's kind of cool, and it kind of makes me think like what other sorts of games could you like come up with Polyhero dice in particular. I haven't come up with anything else. I think Polyhero dice might be open to like game suggestions or whatever. I'm not sure, but anyway, I have this. It's fun. It's cool. Yeah, a while back. Okay, this is something else that I haven't really used, but it's still kind of cool. This is called the Reckless deck. I have the Worlds deck and the Volume 2 deck. There's others. I don't have Volume 1 or anything. Basically, these are world building decks. And I sort of bought these on a whim because I had a little bit of extra spending money at like a local shop or something. But basically, these cards are meant to generate ideas for various like aspects of different characters or worlds or things like that. Like here we have a bunch of cards that represent intrinsic nature, modifications, weapons, costumes, accessories, reinvention. And also in different genres: fantasy, science fiction, horror, and steampunk, and different ways to like sort of create characters with this essentially. The art is quite nice, and I do like the designs and everything like that. I think it's kind of cool to have, and but yeah, it was a bit of an impulse buy, and they weren't that expensive either, so I don't really regret the purchase. This Worlds one is kind of cool. Has different ideas for like different worlds of different genres and stuff like that. Here we got time period, prehistoric or tribal, decline of civilization or technology. It might be kind of hard to read. They do have easier, they do have an easier font below, like industrial here. You can kind of see industrial there, although it's a little hard to read. So these cards definitely are more on the sort of artistic side than anything. But yeah, so we have cards that represent biome, weather, features, society, materials, zone, time of day, advancement, and catalyst. And then there's like a creation system, to sort of generate a world and stuff. And so yeah, there's lots of tools that do those things, and this is just kind of something that I have if I'm ever in a pinch or something, or I might just use a number generator online, which there are a lot of. I'm gonna save this for last. I'm gonna show this off. So these are spell cards, like Dungeons and Dragons branded spell cards. Particularly the Bard set. This is all of them that was in the set that I got, and I got these a while ago. So level 0, of course, is cantrips, and then level 1 through 9, essentially. Obviously, since there have been lots of D&D books that have come out since these cards were released that had more spells, this doesn't have technically all of the Bard spells. It has all the basic ones, and basically just kind of explaining all the information that you need for the various spells. Now, granted, I don't really use these because I can basically look up spells online. Like there's online resources and everything, D&D Beyond and so forth, that can show you all the spells. But I do like the idea of having like spell cards where like, okay, I have this spell, and this spell, and that's like your little deck or whatever. I do like that idea. And Bard is my favorite class, so that's why I got this. The color's nice too for bards. Anyway, so yeah, Dancing Light, Evocation Cantrip, Casting Time, Range, Components, Duration. There's a little C there to show that it's concentration. Then a description of the spell. That's basically it. So yeah, just kind of have it randomly in this little box. I haven't figured out a better way to use this box. There are some blank cards as well to make your own spells if you'd like. I believe, yeah, so up to level 9. I'm pretty sure Wish is here. right? Because I thought Wish was one of the spells that bards had access to. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, maybe not. But yeah, True Polymorph, Power Word Kill, Power Word Heal, Foresight, and then yeah, level 8, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, cool stuff there. Just kind of fun to have, cards for bard spells, really. All right, so save the best for last here. What is this thing? So this plastic container this plastic container was actually like some sort of mint container that I just happened to have this in. I have a small deck of cards in this velvet bag that I put in this plastic container because I couldn't think of anything else to do with this. And in here is a deck of many things. This came from a D&D 4th edition box. Basically some 4th edition stuff that my parents found a while back. I made a video about it, about all the D&D 4th edition stuff. And there was one of the boxes was like, and it was an adventure with a couple of like little props and stuff. And this was the main thing, this deck of many things right here. These images, I'm pretty sure, are the same images as what you'd find when you look up the deck of many things in the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide. So yeah, Key, Star, Donjon, Throne, Idiot, Fates, Rogue, Void, Ruin, Comet, Fool, Moon, Talons, Ariale, Vizier, Flames, Jester, Balance, Skull, Sun, Knight, and Gem. So yeah, all of those right here, and I just kind of have this deck of many things, and I have used it for a couple of campaigns here and there. Especially since I had players who had like heard of it and wanted to know what it was all about and everything like that. I usually am not too worried about the deck of many things, except maybe like the Donjon card or whatever, because that other things are kind of like just powerful effects, and I think the deck of many things is a fun kind of like idea and stuff. I am of course aware that Wizards of the Coast has published a basically an updated version of the deck of many things. The Book of Many Things, and an updated deck and everything. I'm interested in getting that at some point. I'm not in any hurry to get it though, but I am considering getting that. But for now, I have this deck of many things here in this special case, basically. So yeah, these are all sort of like these random little accessories that I have for tabletop RPGs in whatever containers I can find, essentially. But yeah, there you go. This is by no means the end of the TTRPG shelf, because there are still several things that I have that I can show off. I do also have a small collection of miniatures from like that I use in TTRPGs and stuff. So there's still several videos to go to kind of show the various things that I have around the house. But yeah, there you go. Random accessories, just sort of. Like I have other, like, you could call random accessories. I have others besides this, but I think these are the ones where none of them really merited their own like video per se. Just sort of miscellaneous stuff by themselves, and everything else would have its own title. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, all the best.